What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm gonna show you what I think are the top 5 best differential players if you are on your wildcard for Game Week 4. Obviously you can still bring them in even if you're not on a wildcard. But I think if you're building a wildcard team, obviously there's a big template going around every month, pretty much have the same, at least 10 players the same for every team. So why not just go for some players that are very differential and I think they could get a lot of points. So I strictly went for players that have less than 5% ownership, which means of course the selection is not the greatest. Obviously there are a lot of other differentials around 6, 7, 8% owned that could be as good or if not even better. But I went for just under 5% ownership, so let's just get straight into it. So the first player is going to be Sadio Mané. So obviously people are going to go for Salah, which I understand. He has the penalties, he has performed better, he usually performs better over the season. But I mean, if you look at the stat, so for this, to look at the attacking players in this video, I've looked at the expected goal involvement and how much goal involvement they actually had, instead of looking at how many goals they had, how many goals they should have had. I'm just looking at the goal involvement for the team. So Sadio Mané has had an expected goal involvement of 42% for Liverpool so far, which is pretty good, and he's only been involved in 33% goal involvement, so that means either an assist or a goal, which means he's underperforming how many goals he should be involved in. Obviously Salah has better, I think he has 50% something, but he is also overperforming how many goals he should be involved in. So Sadio Mané is underperforming, Salah is overperforming. Salah is a little bit more expensive, he has the penalties, but he's also around 50% owned. So if you want to have a player that is such a differential like Sadio Mané, 11.9 million, is also about to drop in price to 11.8 million in the, maybe tomorrow or the day after, depending on how many people actually sell him. But I think it's close to dropping in price pretty soon. I think it could be a really good differential. Liverpool's fixtures are so good. Obviously, if I were myself, I would probably go for Salah, I would probably go for Jota, because Jota is cheaper. You're probably going to play now when Firmino is out. But I think just Sadio Mané, if you want to have a big differential, I think you could get just as many points as Jota, if not even more. He's definitely more nailed on than Jota in the team, so I think it's a great differential. Great fixtures as well. The next player is going to be Ismail Sarr. So this is a player that I'm really considering getting in my team as well, because I really like him. He's such a good player to watch when he's playing. He really is the attacking force in Watford. He's like, when he has a good game, Watford's going to have a good game pretty much. And his expected goal involvement has been 84%. But he's only been involved in 33%, so he's definitely underperforming how many goals he should be getting. Obviously, teams know that he is the big creator, the big man in Watford, so they kind of want to take him out from the game, you know, mark him out. Which, against both Spurs and who was it else, I can't remember the second game they had, but against Spurs, for example, they... I mean, he was good, he could have gotten an attacking return, but he didn't. So he's been kind of unlucky as well. So I think Watford's fixtures are just too good to ignore. 4.6% ownership, that's crazy. I mean, if you were on a wildcard, a lot of people are going for Traore just because Wolves has a great fixture run. I think Watford's fixture run is even better, and I think Ismail Sarr is a much better player than Adama Traore. So I would definitely go for Ismail Sarr instead of Adama Traore. The same price as well. Probably Ismail Sarr is going to be on penalties as well. We don't know until he actually gets one. But yeah, I would go for Sarr before Traore every day of the week. The next player is going to be Cesar Azpilicueta. So I would definitely bring in a Chelsea defender if you're on a wildcard, even though they have Tottenham and Manchester City in the next two or 3 games, because there's Aston Villa first. I would bring in a Chelsea defender because, I mean, you're going to want one from Game Week 7 anyway, and if you're on a wildcard now, why just not bring one in? Because they are kind of fixture proof. They could keep a clean sheet against anyone. They kept clean sheets against Manchester City last year. They could definitely keep one against Tottenham. So I would definitely bring one in. The reason why I went for Azpilicueta is because he was the only one that I think is kind of nailed on that was under 5%. If you want to go a little bit over 5%, I would definitely go for Chilwell. He's cheaper than Azpilicueta. He's already dropped from 6 to 5.7 just because he hasn't started to play any of the games so far. But I think as soon as he gets back, he's going to play much more. He's going to be almost nailed on. Definitely he's going to play more than Marcos Alonso. So I would go for Chilwell if you wanted to go for someone a little bit more than 5% owned. I think it's 5.7, so it's not very that much different. But Chelsea defense is definitely the best defense in the league. I would definitely get a player. You can get Rudiger, you can get, I mean, Reece James or whatever if you want, but they're definitely more owned, higher owned. So if you want to go differential, we'll go for Azpilicueta, maybe the most nailed on, or Chilwell if you think he's going to start, get starts again, because if he's playing, he's a better option than most players in Chelsea defense, definitely. Next player is going to be Jiménez. So I don't really like Wolves that much. They have great fixtures. They are underperforming the stats. They haven't scored a single goal, and they are up there in the top of the league of expected goals scored. So I guess, I mean, sooner or later they're gonna score pretty much. They're gonna start performing over their stats or according to their stats. But I wouldn't like triple up on the Wolves. I wouldn't getting 2 attackers like Adama Traore and Jiménez. I would just get one of them just in case they don't start performing as they should. And I think Jiménez is the one to score the goals. So I would definitely go for Jiménez. Such a good fixture run. His expected goals involvement is 38% right now. Obviously they haven't scored a goal yet, but the expected goals, the goals they have been expected to score, has been expected to be involved 38%, which is really, really good. So I would definitely go for him. 2.9% ownership. I thought it was going to be way more because there's so many people wildcarding this week, but people seem to be overlooking them a little bit. You can also go for Wolves defenders as well, but if you're going to go for a Wolves player, I would go for Jiménez on wildcard every day of the week, definitely. And the last player now is going to be Pablo Fornals. So the reason why I picked Pablo Fornals is because West Ham are great. They have really good fixtures, even though they played Man United and Leeds. Leeds is a great fixture for attacking returns. Man United, I think they have around now. Maybe their defense is going to improve a little bit, but their defense has always been a little bit shaky. So I wouldn't be surprised if West Ham score a goal or 2 against United. And everyone is having Benrahma and Antonio. Antonio you should definitely have. Like, I mean, you need to have Antonio. But Benrahma, he's overperforming his stats a lot. And I think that Fornals is, I mean, you can see his stats, 34% goal involvement expected, and he's 30% actual involvement. So he's underperforming a little bit, but I think he is getting into great positions. He could definitely get a lot of points. He ended the season great. He started this season pretty well. I think if you want to have a differential to Benrahma, because most people are going to stick with Benrahma, I think Fornals is a really good option. Like last game, he definitely outperformed Benrahma points-wise, and it might continue. So I think Fornals is a good differential option. Obviously, I'm not saying that he's a better option than Benrahma. I'm just saying he's a great differential option. This is what this whole video is about, great differentials. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, let me know, and good luck this game week.